You're listening to Let's Grow Together podcast.
Forever I know we'll make it, we'll grow together.
Welcome back to another podcast with Let's Grow Together podcast. Today it is just me, Lynette Gilmore, coming to you this year, 2023, January the 20th. And I just wanted to get up here and just really talk and put some positivity out in the air. In the atmosphere. So whether you're listening to me driving your car, in your kitchen, anywhere in your house, whatever, taking a walk, this podcast is going to be filled with positivity. So today I wanted to come up here and just speak about this 2023 starting off. You know, we're 20 days in to the new year, and it has been rather interesting for me in ways of by way of hearing other people's stories, listening to a lot of the things that people are going through, and just seeing a lot of things out here just on the internet. Now, I live a normal, regular day-to-day life, and I would have to say that my life is pretty peaceful. Don't have a lot of drama going on. I get up in the morning, do whatever I have to do, start working. I work from home, so it's a little easier for me to be able to maneuver around things I really love doing, and that's with my business and things like that. And I realized that I need to take an advantage of this time that I have in this position that I'm in as a person who has a career that works from home. I can be very flexible, but also I have to be very responsible at the same time. However, I decided to come up here because, I've been on YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. I have my own channel on Earth for Health. You can find me here on YouTube. You can find me on Anchor. And I have a podcast as well, Earth for Health Podcast. But I've been on YouTube, Facebook, and those type of things. And I've been seeing a lot of people having these same behaviors. And just because there is a new year that comes upon us doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to change or are willing to change. Sometimes people, going into the new year, they're already dealing with a stressful issue or something that they're still holding on to that has taken them years and years to battle or fight with. And you can't really expect people to go into the new year and just let it all go. But what I can say is that I believe people should practice positive thoughts every single day. And me saying this, a lot of people will think, well, that's a lot to ask for a person who has gone through so much trauma, right? I don't think so. And the reason why I say that is because, every single day on jobs, anywhere in the world, there are individuals out there who feed on negativity. They're so worried about what the next person is doing, how much money the next person is making, how someone is living their lives, and just other things that just doesn't even matter or should be any of their business, to be honest. But people find a way to stay negative, and they really do. A lot of us fill our minds up with all of these negative things, negative self-talk. Like, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But it's like, you don't give yourself a moment to breathe before you're thinking about the next negative statement that you say, before you're looking for some drama to be entertained by. Like, I really feel that people are afraid to think positive because if you start thinking positive and doing positive, people really believe that they don't have anything to look forward to because the drama is very entertaining to them. And now their minds is so used to it and so fixated on these things that fuel their souls. And that's dangerous because every single day you're up looking to terrorize someone, to get into an argument, to bicker, to look to see what people are doing wrong so you can talk about it, to look at people's downfall so you can talk about it, to look at the slightest move that someone does so that you can talk about it and call them wrong because you want that type of energy. People love that negative energy because they find it fun and entertaining. And it takes a hold of people's mind in day-to-day life. Like, you can't function without drama. Every time you turn on the TV, people watch the news and stuff. I personally don't. And it's not that I'm not aware. I am aware that things happen, but I choose not to let it boggle me down with all the negativity. Like, you're gonna hear negative stuff all day, every day. Like, who wants to turn on the news and hear more of it? I personally don't like to fill my mind with those things because I have so much to live for and so many things to look forward to. I have so many things that I want to focus on. I'm growing, and I just want to live a prosperous, quiet, stress-free life. And I often hope that for many, many people, but the way that things are in this world today, there always has to be something going. There's always something that's negative, whether it's men and women, bickering with one another, your fault, his fault, all of this stuff. Women and women can't get along, men and men can't get along. It's just always something. And it's like, when are we going to be able to function in a positive mindset and stop functioning out of trauma and toxicity? Because I really think people today love to be toxic. They love to be toxic, going back and forth, debating for what? Now, that's a different story if you're standing up for something that's true and that's right, when a person is blatantly wrong, right? But today, it's like people's minds function on dysfunction. They can't go without yelling and hollering and calling someone on the phone to talk about some drama, to talk about people. And it's like, those type of things are draining. But people will argue that having a quiet life where you're successful and not everyone has to know about it, right? Or thinking positive about any and everything. Some people, that irritates people that you think that way. And it's sad because they make you feel like you're the one that is something wrong with because you're such a positive person. And this is how you know people's mental state, people's mental well-being, there's just something not right. Now, you're not supposed to, I'm not saying, okay, everything is peaches and cream all the time. It's not, because, there's a time and place for everything. And we have to learn how to deal with things as they come, and that's how we grow. But if you are a person that stays in this negative way of thinking all the time, everything you touch, everything you do, you're going to think is not worth doing, not worth seeing, not worth trying, not worth anything, because everything you see and do is in a negative perspective, And, I'm just tired of seeing all of these negative things and people not operating in their purpose, in their greatness, and not being the best them that they can be. Because at the end of the day, we all have one life. And are we going to waste it just thinking of doomsday? Making people feel bad or worry about drama. Like, some people literally go to work so that they can pick on other workers because they don't like the way they got shoes on or clothes. Like, it's some ridiculous stuff. And it's like, these people, you're grown. You're an adult. And there should be other things that we should be focused on, but I understand that some people don't have things all together. They don't know what it's like to be around people who are super positive, who are growing, who are actually doing things differently, who has explored the world, who has traveled, who is well studied. I understand that. But when you meet someone like that, a lot of times those type of people are judged because they have had experiences that they have not had. So they look at them as a person who, is stuck up or all this stuff. No. Now, there are some people like that, but there are a lot of people who just stay to themselves, and if they can help, they will help. But I just want to say that this is a new year, and I don't expect people to make resolutions or anything like that. I think people should grow internally, and it will show on the outside, the growth, and the confidence that someone builds up. And you don't have to tell everybody about what it is that you're doing to improve yourself. Just work on those things in the dark where everyone is asleep. Do whatever it is you need to do to improve your life and yourself. Now, if you're a person who, you don't like how your life is going, do not, push that onto someone else because you see their life is going great, or you think their life is going great, and you want to make them feel bad because you feel bad about your life. Don't do that. I despise people who do that. I really do. And I really don't. I try to understand people like that, but it's kind of hard for me to support anyone who wants to pounce on someone else's happiness or success because they feel bad about themselves. Just leave that person alone. Like, any well-minded person, I believe, would want to learn from a person who they admire or see successful and not want to harm or hurt them. So it's really hard for me to support people like that. And I would suggest that people stay far, far away, especially from people who can't make up their minds They change plans. You just never know with them. You never know what's going to happen. Stay away from them. But I just want to, encourage people to really, really get in a place where you can meditate on those things that are positive. And the Bible even tells us this. Meditate day and night. Like a tree planted by the rivers of water. Why? Because you're getting healthy, you're getting strong, you're getting nutrients. All of those things, right? Think about things that are lovely and good. That's what the Bible says. But a lot of us are doing the total opposite. And we are reaping the benefits of negativity. A lot of people reap those benefits. Down to the music that you listen to, down to the things that you watch. All you can do is think about and consume all those negative videos, all this negative talking points, all of these negative everything that you see. All you can do is spew that out. And then a lot of people like to mix those things that's negative with things that are true, which makes you, people look at you a little suspicious, like, wait a minute, this part is really evil that they're saying, but this part right here is true. That's called manipulation. Get far away from people who try to manipulate you, try to make you think things that aren't true, or try to make you feel some type of way because they hate something and they don't want you to agree with something. Stay away from them people, because that can also change or affect you as your character, right? Never change who you are for people who hate who they are. You just have to stay away from them, because the more and more that you stay around, the more and more things fester up in their spirit, up in their mind, because they have this hate for themselves, that they hate you because they don't feel like they can be a good person or a better them. Stay away. Just stay away from them. I encourage people to strive to have, a successful, quiet life. Not everyone needs to know or have to know about your success. My husband and I, we have successes, but we don't always talk about them things, because we know people are watching, and not everyone is for you. And if you want to live like a quiet life, drama-free, worry-free, you do not have to share everything you do on social media. You don't. You know what I mean? You don't have to share every success. Like, you don't have to tell everybody what you have or what you're getting or what you're doing. You don't. This is going to help you stay sane, because sometimes once people find out you have things, they will come around you just because you have things, not because they genuinely want to be around you. And then it kind of makes you become a target for people to use you. You know what I mean? So if you are a person who is trying their best to be successful, and you have so many great ideas and so many things you want to do it. But you don't have to tell everybody. Everybody don't have to know everything. And I feel like that's the best way to be. There are people that you can trust, and there are people you might have to side eye. So to live that quiet, successful life, no one has to know everything you have or own or do. No one has to know. If people think you're poor, if people think you're struggling, let them think those things, right? Because I'd rather have a life where I don't have to worry about people being around because I have things and not like me for who I am. They just want what I have. And then sometimes that you can become a person that have to be a provider for everyone because everyone knows you got it and all this type of stuff. So sometimes to have a peace of mind when you become successful, or these things that you have, you don't have to share it with the world. They don't need to necessarily know that, right? So I want people to take this podcast and just listen to what I'm trying to convey here. I'm saying that there are so many people who have this negative mindset in everything they do, the way they talk. The way they eat. I know that sounds crazy, but the way they eat, the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they approach people, everything that they do it in a negative light, not in a positive way. Everything you do, you should do it with a purpose, right? A purpose for a positive outcome. A purpose for a better, healthy, fulfilling life. For longevity. To be upon this earth for a very long time, And when I say people operate in negativity down to the way they eat, they put on their clothes and shoes and approach people, it's very true. People are dealing with a lot of things and they don't even think about the things that they eat anymore. They just do it. Thinking that, I'm just living my life. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But not thinking those things are going to catch up with you. They are really going to catch up with you. But when you clear your mind and you start thinking of more positive things, you will realize that, dang, I need to take care of my health. Wow, I need to take care of my household. I need to clean up. I need to get around people who are actually positive and doing something. It doesn't have to be people who are wealthy and rich or anything like that. It could just be people who have a very calming spirit, who's genuine, who's nice, who's helpful, who's going to tell you the truth, who's operating in greatness, meaning that they're living their life to the fullest. They may not have everything. They may not have all this money and what you expect people to have. But having lots and lots of money or lots of material things does not make you a successful or a great person. It just doesn't. Because everybody has a measure of faith and a measure of success. And it's all in how you measure your success. Because some people don't desire to have all these glamorous things or whatever, I would rather be around a very positive, uplifting person who's going to tell me the truth, who is honest with me, who holds me accountable, than around a person who is considered to be rich and wealthy, but can get away with talking to people any type of way he or she wants to, and no one holds him accountable. I don't want people around me like that. I want people to hold me accountable for my actions and not tell me that I'm always right. You need people like that in your life that's willing to tell you the truth, because a lot of times people go around, sucking up to other people because they admire them so much that they're afraid to tell them the truth. And that leads to destruction. That person will mess up their life because they feel like they this and they're that, and they can talk to people in any type of way until they meet their match. So Be around those people who are genuine, who's going to tell you the truth, who's going to hold you accountable, who helps you see your flaws, who uplifts you and pour into you. Because those are the type of people that we need in this world, because I'm telling you, people feed into negativity so quickly, but when you hear something positive, everybody run away. Everybody run away. Everybody turn their heads because they know that you're speaking the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts people because they know deep within what they should be doing. But it's like this negative force that's going on right now. It's a lot of negative things going on in this world, and it's like people are falling for it. People are falling into the trap of negative content, negative reactions, just to have a successful life. And it takes a lot. I believe it takes a lot to be so negative. Like, you gotta have a lot of emotions to be very negative like that. And then the state of not panic, but you're just in this state of, I'm just gonna explode anytime someone says anything bad to me. That's not a good way. That takes a lot of energy, right? A lot of energy out of you. When you do simple things, positive things, and meditate on those things, it brings you a lot of peace. A lot of peace. And so, I just came up here to talk about this wave of negative emotions and negative everything that's going on right now, especially on social media. And I want to just shed some light on it. And I encourage everyone to find a positive space to operate in. And always protect yourself. Guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your ears, guard your eyes. Because you don't want to let anything in your spirit that's negative, that will turn you into a person that you know you're not. So keep it positive from this day on. Keep it positive. Stay positive. Stay connected to people who are real. And keep on going and never give up on what it is that you want. Let go of the negative self-talk. Meditate day and night on those things that are lovely, that are true, and that are good. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Let's Grow Together. I'll catch you on the next one.
You're listening to Let's Grow Together podcast.
Forever